Hi, Brian Lewandowski with RJ Amon, back with Nicole and one of her employees. Nicole's going to make the introduction, and then we'll get firsthand experience from an employee level of the safety at Intermediate 917.
I've asked Kendra to join us today. She works at Alliance Education Center, and I thought it would be helpful to get a perspective from an employee on what kind of training the district provides, what her experience has been like with the district as far as working with the students, and if 917 is providing a safe experience for her, and if she can give kind of a better perspective from the employee's point of view on what she experiences on a daily basis working in this environment with students.
Great. Thank you, Nicole. Hi, Kendra.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
We're good. We're going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Okay.
So you are kind of in the trenches every day. Tell us a little bit about your work and what you do. And
I am. Here at Alliance, I'm a support staff. We respond to all of the behavior calls. So we're not, there's 4 of us, and we're not specifically assigned to a student or a classroom. We're on walkie-talkies, and anytime there's an issue with the student behavior in the classroom and they need to take a timeout or be physically removed from the classroom for a safety issue, I'm one of the people that they call.
Okay.
So I deal with all of the behaviors here.
Good. Now, I imagine you were sharing with me a little earlier, you've gone through pretty extensive training for what you do. Can you kind of explain what that looks like?
We do PCM here as our physical restraint. The company we go through, we get trained through PCM, and we have an initial 20-something hours worth of training to be certified. And then you have a test you have to take. There's obviously the hands-on piece. You have to pass the hands-on test and then also a written test. And then every year after that, you have to do an 8-hour recertification. So, I mean, it is quite extensive in the training just for that. And then one of the trainers, her name is actually Miss Trainer, which is funny, but she works here, and she does a really good job of doing every couple weeks, just pulling everybody together and smaller groups doing a 15 to 20 minute review. How are things going? What have you guys come across? Do you need, what can we do better? What can, stuff like that. Just even with like the written stuff, it teaches us how to verbally de-escalate students first, so we're not always going hands-on. So I feel like they do a really good job of helping us and asking us what's going well, what's not going well, and really trying to let us not get hurt.
Wonderful. In your opinion, are you provided, so even beyond the written and the more formal training, do you feel like you have the appropriate safety equipment in place or available to you to keep you safe?
Yeah, one of the things that's required for like a prone hold, for instance, is a mat. That's for the student safety, but also, I mean, if we're doing a prone hold on the ground, it's nice to be on a mat for us too. But yeah, there are other safety things. There's like bite guards, gloves that you can wear. We don't so much use them here, but I was in another location in Apple Valley where we had students who really did that all day long, and so the staff would just wear them underneath their sweatshirts or whatever, and it does help. We have all kinds of different things that we can use, so we definitely have it. There's just sometimes where it's not possible to get it right away, or you're in a situation you're not going to always carry around all this gear with you, and
sure.
And so sometimes it's not readily available, but it's easy to get to. It's just when something happens, you might not have it right on hand. So
yeah. And then you shared with me earlier that you've been injured before.
Yes.
While working.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just your thoughts or opinions on procedures that were in place as far as for you to follow.
The district does a really good job of putting, I feel like, the right amount of like staff to student ratio as far as like what's required for behavioral stuff and everything like that. So there's always enough people around to help, and everyone's trained. You can't even go hands-on if you're not trained. So they're really good about that. There's just there's times when even if you're doing everything right, everything's by the book, we're people and we're dealing with people, so things are going to happen, especially when you're dealing with kids that are escalated. and you never really know. I got a concussion last year, and we had, you know, several staff who were out. We're actually in the middle of winter out by the pond, so it wasn't like, you know, ideal conditions. It wasn't like we were in a room where we trained or anything like that. So I mean, it's slippery. There's snow, stuff like that happens where, you know, you just can't help it. You know, everybody slipped, and the kid was able to headbutt me. So it's not anybody's fault. Usually, when someone gets injured, it's just conditions like that where, you know, you can't really do a whole lot to prevent it. So.
And when you were injured, was a return to work or alternative work, modified work offered to you? Did you accept it?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. With different injuries that I've gotten, the staff have been super helpful with, you know, filling out the paperwork. The people in the office, the nurse, everybody knows kind of what to do. Stuff that's not usually on my day-to-day agenda that I wouldn't have any idea. They help us fill it out. They, you know, tell us where to go, what to tell the people at the doctor's office as far as, you know, billing information and all that. And then, yeah, once the doctor makes a recommendation or gives you work restrictions, in my experience, our administrators have been very good with getting us, you know, a different location to work in, or really trying to get us back and getting us working just in a safe spot. So
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
yeah.